Hey guys, and welcome back to another one of my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 Synopsis breakdowns. Today we're going to be talking about Episode 7, titled Toldja. Now, going through the synopsis of Episode 7 and the guest starring list inherent in it, I'm starting to think that we're either going to get one of two things. Number one is the possibility of the return of Fitz and Simmons, the reunion with the rest of the team back on Earth. And number two, the possibility that this is the beginning of yet another space arc with the two of them along with Enoch. Now the thing is, there is evidence from the Season 6 trailer that Simmons is gonna definitely make it back to Earth. Whether or not Fitz is gonna make it back as well, that's a different story. That's something totally dependent on how they plan on playing it out all the way to the end of the season. But hey though, let us talk theories and expectations after going through the synopsis. So starting with the header of said synopsis, it reads, Heads will roll on an all-new episode of ABC's Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Friday, June 28th. Now, as opposed to the usual, where there's really nothing between the header of the synopsis and the body of the synopsis, there is this little statement celebrating the fact that we're getting one major actor on this episode, one that we've all been waiting for. Anthony Michael Hall guest stars. That's what it reads here. Now, on Episode 3, we visited a casino in the city of Coulson on the planet of Coulson, and apparently the man who runs it all is a man named Mr. Coulson. And as previously announced, Anthony Michael Hall will be portraying the role of Mr. Coulson. So pretty much he's got beef with Fitz, he's got beef with Enoch, trying to cheat at his casino. He's most probably a villain. I mean, we know he's a narcissist. The planet of Coulson, the city of Coulson, he's Mr. Coulson. All of it is pretty much named after him. So yeah, Mr. Coulson is going to be a villain on this episode. But yeah, I'll circle back to that later. Let's talk the body of the synopsis. So the body reads, Toldja, after finding themselves in yet another gambling dilemma, a mysterious stranger offers Enoch and Fitzsimmons a ride home where it turns out two Shrikes aren't better than one on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Friday, June 28. So the body of the synopsis doesn't really give us much. I mean, we now know that the Shrikes are basically the bat-like birds back on Earth, the ones that are attacking people and taking them as hosts. But the entire thing though about two Shrikes not being better than one, that's a little bit cryptic. But it does hint though at the fact that these guys are probably gonna make it back to Earth. I mean, the entire statement is about Enoch, Fitzsimmons, and that stranger. Gonna talk about her in a moment, but nonetheless, the entire statement is about them, and then there's the talk about the Shrikes. Now here's the thing about the Stranger. The Stranger is the character that we heard about before the airing of the season. The Stranger is portrayed by Carolina Widra, and her name is IZEL, and we've kind of got two descriptions for her. The first description is a mercenary from another galaxy who teams up with S.H.I.E.L.D., and the second one is a mercenary from another galaxy who joins forces with the S.H.I.E.L.D. team in order to survive the perils of space. Now, while the two descriptions might seem like they're basically conveying the same message, she's gonna team up with Fitz and Simmons to help them throughout the space arc, and that said, I do think that her character is gonna expand beyond that. I do think that the character portrayed by Carolina Widra is gonna start with Fitzsimmons and Enoch in space, but that's only about the first part of her role. I think the second part of her role will happen on Earth, like she's gonna help them against Sarge. So yeah, the first description of her character might be a little bit more general, but that's because the second description is all about the first step in her role, the first part of her role. Meeting with Fitz and Simmons and Enoch, it's a little bit more specific, the first appearance, but she's gonna continue appearing beyond their return to Earth. She's gonna continue helping the team because she's basically more or less after Sarge. Okay, so why do I say that? There's this part on the Season 6 trailer where we do see Carolina Widra, where we do meet IZEL, and she does state, I know what he really is, and he won't stop until he eliminates the whole planet. Now we know that Sarge is planning on that. He plans to burn it all down in order to stop the Creator, so he is planning to eliminate the whole planet. She could be talking about the Creator, because we know the Creator is kind of invading with these bat-like creatures. The Creator was mentioned on Episode 5 by none other than Sarge, trying to explain to May what's going on, what these parasites are all about. Now yes, and as I just mentioned, she might be talking about the Creator, but the greater probability over here, the greater possibility, in my own opinion, is she is talking about Sarge. She is going after Sarge. She doesn't know about the Creator, she hasn't met the Creator, but Sarge has been out there trying to stop these parasites for too long, and in his attempt to do so, he's been burning down and destroying planets, so it is probably Sarge. Now that brings us to the other part of her statement. I know what he is. If she's talking about Sarge, then there's a lot to talk about, but I'm gonna wait for the context of the statement once we watch the episode. But alright though, let's sum up. We know that Anthony Michael Hall, who's going to be portraying Mr. Coulson, is going to be on episode 7, and that means that we know that Enoch, Fitz, and Simmons are going to end up on Coulson once again, because that's also indicated in the synopsis. You know, they're going to end up in another gambling situation. We do know as well that they're going to be saved by a stranger. The stranger is going to be IZEL, portrayed by Carolina Widra. She's going to save them, and she's going to help them make it back to Earth. Now that brings us to the guest starring list for this episode. We do see Joel Stoffer, who portrays Enoch, Anthony Michael Hall, who portrays Mr. Coulson, just talked about that, Carolina Widra, who portrays IZEL, just talked about her as well, Brooke Williams, who portrays Snowflake or Butterfly, call her whatever you want to call her, Winston James Francis, who portrays Jacko, and finally Shinu Bala, who portrays the role of Agent Trevor Khan. So out of all of this, we know that episode 6 is probably going to be the final team-centric episode with Fitz and Simmons. We know that episode 7 is going to be a dual episode. We're going to see both teams, all hands on deck episode. We're going to see Fitz, Simmons in space, you know, the rest of the team back on Earth. And there's also the probability or the possibility that by the end of the episode we're going to see the team reunite. And if not, then it's just going to be at the very beginning of episode 8. But on another note, the title of the episode, Toldja, it's not written the regular way, not told and then ya, Y-A. It's rather Toldja, one word, and the Y is replaced with a J, so it kind of makes me wonder what the title means. I mean, it could mean multiple things, the first of which is all about a reunion between Fitz, Simmons, and Deke. And this is going to be funny because Deke, as established on episode 4, does not know that Fitz is dead, so he's going to be like, I told you, the multiverse theory could apply and I could still be here after the changes are made, after the Earth is saved. And that's not just gonna be funny because it's a conversation between Fitz and Deke, and we know the disgust of Fitz when he talks to Deke, but rather because Fitz is gonna be like, who in the hell is that guy? But the other thing though about Toldja being spelled in this fashion, you know, with a J and one word and whatnot, that could all be about the name of another planet, another place, something of the sort, and it could be a source of puns as well. But that's not all though when it comes to this title. I mean, the title does sound a little bit weird, possibly funny, and that could mean that this is the episode that's gonna give us one or more of the Connick brothers, which is something that we're all looking for, you know, the return of Pat and Oswald. I mean, after all, the guys had a deleted scene out of season 5, we did get to watch it later on, but nonetheless, there was that congratulations video that he sent Fitz and Simmons for their wedding. One final thing though about this title that I just remembered is that this is one more title that does prove that that leak with the episode titles that we got prior to the airing of the season does for one more episode title prove to be true. So there's no reason not to believe that the chances are pretty high that the rest of the titles for the rest of the season are actually correct. Now, if you haven't checked my video about the episode titles for the entire season all the way up until the finale, episode 13, then you could go and do that. I've inserted a few predictions based on the episode titles. Some of them might hold true, some of them might not. Gonna update that as we go, as we get more information about Sarge, the Shrikes, and the creator. But nonetheless, I'll have that linked on the end screen to this video. But that being said though, let me talk real quick over here about my schedule. Not gonna be posting any Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. videos until the airing of episode 6. It all depends on when I post this video, but I'm gonna be posting the 100 review video for episode 7. I'm still trying to get through more episodes of Jessica Jones in order to be able to post my second and third reviews. One will be over 5 episodes and the other one over 4 episodes. Not sure yet which will be which, but I'm going to try to even out the videos in terms of length, so I'm going to spread the information out of the episodes onto videos. And finally, next week, we're going to be getting Legion back, so I'm going to be doing reviews for Legion every single week, possibly as well trailer breakdowns, depends on how much we get out of trailers, but nonetheless, definitely reviews for the episodes. On one final note, if you haven't checked my trailer breakdown for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode 7, you're going to find it linked on the end screen to this video, you're going to find this week's theory video linked in the cards to this video, and finally, you're going to find my review of the most recent episode of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. linked on the end screen to this video. And that having been said, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this synopsis, what you think is going to be happening or going down on episode 7, and what you think is going to be happening for the rest of this season, for all that matter. Let me know as well if you did like this video by dropping it a much appreciated like, subscribing to this channel, and make sure while you're at it to enable notifications in order to get updates whenever I upload a new video, publish a new community post, or start a new live stream. Now until the next time that you tune in for another one of my videos, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in to this synopsis breakdown, and have a great day.